Good morning, dear friends. We are welcoming a new day together and we rejoice because it's a gift from God. We need to repeat it every day. The present is a present. The present is a gift from God to us. God is preparing us for beautiful things, but we are in the school of the earth and the curriculum is often surprising. But would God, who loves us so dearly, allow us to go through anything we cannot handle? No, we can handle it. And there was a time in which Jesus had to prepare his disciples for what was lying ahead. As described in chapter 21, Lesson on Vigilance, in the book Good News by Humberto de Campos through Chico Xavier. There is a particular moment in which the author of the book says the Messiah continued to prepare the companions for what would happen in the future. And Jesus said, and this he is saying to you and I, preparing us as well, beloved ones. It is important that I enlighten your hearts so that the stormy hours that are approaching do not confound your understanding. Through Simon's word, you have acquired the revealing clarity, fulfilling the prophecy of the scriptures. I am that shepherd who comes to Israel with the purpose of gathering the lost sheep of the immense herd. I come to seek the lost drachmas of our Father's treasure. And what shepherd does not provide evidence of their task? To the sheepfold's owner, it is indispensable that I suffer. Soon, a scandal that will entangle me in its somber mesh will take place. It is necessary so that the word of the grand teachers of heavenly revelation who preceded me on this path is fulfilled. It is written that I will suffer, and I will not run away from the testimony. Then Philip, with great emotion, asked, Master, how can that be? If you are the supreme model of goodness, will suffering be the reward for all your work of love and sacrifice? And without losing his serenity, Jesus replied, I came to this world for the good work, and I do not have any wish other than to fulfill the wise designs of the one who sent me. After all, my action is directed to those who are enslaved in the captivity of suffering, of sin, and of expiation, establishing the perpetual fight against evil on earth. I must give rightful testimony of my efforts. In regard to my works, we need to consider that the words of my teachings are only just when sealed with full demonstration of their core values. Do you believe that a shipwrecked person treading dangerous water offshore could feel comfort from another person who is safe at the beach and limited to encouraging words from the shore? To save him, one must teach him the best way to free himself from the destructive vortex, not only through encouragement, but by equally throwing himself into the waves, sharing the same dangers and sufferings. The load that weighs heavily on the shoulders of a friend will always feel heavier if we make inopportune comments. However, it will feel easier and lighter to those we love, if we make a sincere effort to teach them how, one can ease the burden in the twists and turns along the path. Let's put a pause. Jesus is saying, He's teaching us the path. He came to show us the way out of our sufferings. How do we do it? He's clearly saying the way out of suffering is through the fulfillment of God's designs. You know those days when we have big decisions to make and we're conflicted. Jesus is showing the way out of those conflicts. He's saying, sacrifice your instant gratification. Maybe buying that car that is fancier. It's not necessary. Maybe buying a second house just out of pleasure. It's not necessary either. Making that trip in the middle of a pandemic is not wise either. Sacrificing those temporary needs of the ego and marching towards reconciliation, marching towards forgiveness, the sacrifice of our temporary ego, prioritizing the love of God. Let us pray and reaffirm all these things inside of us. Let us join forces, friends, and form a current of healing. Loving and kind Master Jesus, thank you for coming to the stormy seas of our lives to show us the way out, to show us a new path, to show that there is always hope that suffering has a deadline. Thank you for showing us the way to immortal life in clean conscience. We thank you for the blessings of all of us, our homes, family members, relatives. And we feel the presence of the guardian angels enveloping us in healing. This light goes through our minds, our head, our throats, cleansing it, flushing away the toxins from our lungs, our digestive system, lymphatic system, and we see molecules of healing traveling throughout our blood system. And we visualize the whole world going through the same process of deep healing with you. May we stay under your guidance, protection, and inspiration today and always, and so be it. Jesus' teachings is always a blessing, right, Virginia?
Yes.
And we feel this light of healing going through us. So let us multiply it in smiles, kindness, bringing the divine part of us out, right?
Right.
And stay tuned here at Cardiac Radio, because here we are always
nourishing our souls.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you, friends.